Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yashodanandana Brajajanaranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanacharya Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gaura Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Nārāyaṇam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayamudiraye Nasta prayesha badreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtaki. Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th Canto, Chapter 17, Text 28. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Nārāyaṇa para sarve na kutaścana bhivyati swarga pavarga narakeshu abitulyarta darshinaha. Nārāyaṇa para sarve na tu kaścana bhivyati swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyarta darshinaha. Nārāyaṇa para sarve na kutaścana bhivyati Swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyarta darshinaha. Nārāyaṇa para sarve na kutaścana bhivyati Swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyartha darshinaha Nārāyaṇa parasarve nakutascha bhivyati Swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyartha darshinaha Nārāyaṇa parasarve nakutascha bhivyati Swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyartha darshinaha Nārāyaṇa para. Pure devotees who are interested only in the service of Nārāyaṇa, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Sarve, all, not, kutaśchana, anywhere, bhivyati, are afraid, swarga, and the higher planetary systems, apavarga, and liberation, narakeshu, and in hell, api, even, tulya, equal, artha, value, darshinaha, who see. Translation: devotees solely engaged in the devotional service of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Nārāyaṇa, never fear any condition of life. For them, the heavenly planets, liberation, and the hellish planets are all the same. For such devotees are interested only in the service of the Lord. Purport. Parvati might naturally have inquired how devotees become so exalted. Therefore, this verse explains that they are Nārāyaṇa para, simply dependent on Nārāyaṇa. They do not mind reverses in life because in the service of Nārāyaṇa they have learned to tolerate whatever hardships there may be. They do not care whether they are in heaven or in hell. They simply engage in the service of the Lord. This is their excellence. Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam. They are liberally engaged in the service of the Lord, and therefore they are excellent. By using the word Britya Brityanam, Lord Shiva pointed out that although Chitraketu provided one example of tolerance and excellence, all the devotees who have taken shelter of the Lord as eternal servants are glorious. They have no eagerness to be happy by being placed in the heavenly planets, becoming liberated, or becoming one with Brahman, the supreme effulgence. These benefits do not appeal to their minds. They are simply interested in giving direct service to the Lord. Om Agyana Timirandasya Gyananjana Salakaya Chakshurumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. I was born in darkest of ignorance, and my spiritual master, Srila Prabhupada, opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my humble respectful obeisances unto him. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So there's a famous verse in the Bhagavatam, spoken by Lord Shiva to his wife Parvati, why the devotees of the Lord are so exalted. Because they only have one interest, and that's the loving service of the Lord. They have no other interest in life. So for them, any condition, hell or heaven, doesn't matter to them. If you take a typewriting machine to heavenly planet, what will do? Typewriting. Take it to hell, will do the same thing. So the same way, the devotees of the Lord, wherever they are, they will do the same thing, loving service to the Lord. That's their glory. So, because they are not interested, not even in liberation, what to speak of enjoying heavenly planets. Prabhupada Saraswati, he said that liberation in the Brahman effulgence is worse than hell. And heavenly planets are phantasmagoria. That's it. It's all like an illusion, and it's illusion, not real. Not real because it's temporary. when Yudhishthir Maharaj was going to heavenly planets, a chariot came by to pick him up at the Himalayas. A dog was following him all the way, so he wanted the dog to come along with him. But the charioteer from heaven said, no, not possible. Dogs can't go to heavenly planets. And Yudhishthira Maharaj said, then I'm not going either, because he accompanied me all the way. I can't just abandon him. So that's a very important lesson in life. If somebody is dependent on you, you can't just abandon him. So in the same way, all devotees, pure devotees of the Lord, are fully dependent on the Lord. So the Lord will never abandon them, will never neglect them. There is a song by Narottam Das Thakur. He says there, my dear Lord, I have no other shelter but your lotus feet, but please don't kick me away. and Prabhupada explains that even Krishna's kicking is good. Even if he kicks us, that's good for us. He kicked Kaliya's head, and Kaliya got so much benefit from it. He got purified from all the poisons that he have inside him and became a great devotee. So, sometime Krishna may, give us some difficulty in life so we can rectify our mind, about what it is all about, this world, place of dukkhalayama shashvatam, temporary full of suffering. So we need from time to time some rectification, and the Lord very kindly does it. It's not under the law of karma, because devotees are not accumulating more karma since they don't do any more sinful activities. So, but the Lord very kindly give them a token of those suffering, so they will rectify their mind and be more fixed in transcendental loving service and full knowledge that this is an eternal loving relationship. It's not a question of changing it or giving it up, no matter what. So that's the called nishtha, the firm faith. No matter what may happen, I will never give up the devotional service to the Lord. That's what we need, That's what everybody needs. So, when Prabhupada visited South America, one morning he told us about the heavenly planets. He was describing that in Mount Sumeru, at the top of the Mount Sumeru, there's a peak is made of pure gold, by the way. And many mango trees grow up there. And he said that each mango is the size of an elephant. So when the mangoes become ripe, they fall from the tree and they form Jambunada, mango river. You want to swim there? So he continued explaining that both shores, they dry up by the wind and the sun and become gold, because the peak of the mountain is gold. So the demigods, they come along with their wives and their airplane and vimana. No contamination, no big noise. They just move by the mind. So they come there, and the demigod collects this semi-solid gold, and they make, ornaments for their wives. They don't have to work hard to go to the jewelry shop to buy. They get it freely, easily. So Prabhupada also told us that all the gold that Ravana had in Sri Lanka was coming from the mines of Brazil. He asked us if there's still gold in Brazil. Say, we plenty. All mines have full gold there. I mean, some adventurers go there. I know even our Shyam Sundar Prabhu went there also. to get some gold, some jewels there, some adventure. Very dangerous. Everybody is armed, you know. They have guns, and because they may steal from each other, you know. They may kill each other sometimes. Anyway, Prabhupada told us that that Lord Ramachandra went to Brazil. He was kidnapped, actually. He was sleeping, and Mahir Ravana, another brother of Ravana, kidnapped him, and through a tunnel, like 7 miles, 6-7 miles long under the ocean, he went through that tunnel. And the Ramayana gave more details. Prabhupada gave us a summary of the pastime that they took him there with the idea to sacrifice him in front of Goddess Kali. That was the idea. So the demons asked Lord Ramachandra to bow down in front of Goddess Kali. He said, I'm a prince, I don't know how to this bowing down thing. You have to show me how to do it. So all demons bowed down and took a sword, chop off all their heads. Now the Ramayana give more details that Hanuman followed him behind and he helped him chopping heads also. What happened is that at night, Hanuman with his tail made a fortress around Lord Ramchandra while he sleep to protect him from demons attacked by night. But this Maharavana came under the ground in the hole, and while the Lord was sleeping, he took him there. So Prabhupada explained to us that previously all the world was following Vedic culture, and in the course of time they just gave it up, forgot it. That's it. So, I remember in Venezuela there is a big cave, huge cave. My father went into expedition inside that cave for 1 month. They could not reach the end. They have to come back because the food was finished. And some kind of birds entered that cave. And they come out after 6 months. So that means they reach some place and then come back. So there is an end. But, there are many things we don't know about in this world, you know. For example, in Mexico, they recently, a few years ago, National Geographic went there for, finding ancient architectures and things like that. And they went to one city called Mérida, nearby Cancun. And they found a water cave, which was covered with plants and, things for how long, nobody knows. And when they entered the water cave, was filled with water, the cave, they found on the walls inscriptions in Sanskrit, 3,000 years old. They studied how old was it, 3,000 years old. They found in the water the skeleton of a horse, 3,000 years old. So, and they found the skeleton of a human being with a crown, like a king, underneath the water. So how this language from India came here 3,000 years ago. Horses were brought by the Spaniards, how they came here that long. So many things are not known in the world, no? And they're starting to wonder, how these things happens. Mm-hmm. I remember once, first time I went to Mexico, Devotee took me to some national museum or something, and I saw a statue of Hanuman with folded hand, with a crown, big tail. I asked them, how old is the statue? Well, at least 1,000 years. So, anyway, in my book, Prabhupada in Venezuela, I made a research about this story that Prabhupada told us, and I found some interesting information, that in the middle of the jungle in Brazil, the Amazon, there is an ancient abandoned city called Hanuman. Abandoned, very ancient city. Not only that, the name of the Brazil country was not Brazil, of course, was different. And you know what was the name before? Pindorama. Pindorama. Pindo means from Pinda. Pinda means offerings. Yeah? You're from Brazil? Okay. Isn't true? Yeah, see? So, and one Brazilian devotee, jokingly, he told me, since we are descendant of Ravana, when we join the movement, we have difficulty in pronouncing correctly the word Rama. We say Rama, Hare Rama, isn't? Rama, sometime. And then after some time we get it, but at the beginning it's a little difficult, like that. Anyway, it's a joke, of course, I mean to say. So, okay, going back to the point of the verse we are reading, we should not try to go too far away from it, that devotees of the Lord in any condition of life, they have nothing else to do but to serve the Lord with love. That's their mood, that's their nature, eternal nature. So they don't care about heavenly planets or hellish planet or whatever. So when Yudhishthira Maharaj, he said that about the dog, then the dog became a demigod. They were testing him. So he went to the chariot. When he arrived on the planet, he asked, "Where are my brothers?" "Oh, your brothers are in hell." "Why?" "Well, for this and that." "Okay, take me where my brothers are." So they took him to a very dark cave, and he entered there and heard his brother speaking. "Oh, brother, just your presence make us feel relief from our pain and suffering in hell. Then I will stay here. If my presence is your suffering, I will stay here. I will not go away." But then we got outside. "Come out, you don't have to stay there." No, I'm staying. Then everything vanished. It was an illusion created by the demigod to test the fidelity of Yudhishthira Maharaj to his brothers. Like that. Anyway, so it's interesting here. I was wondering, maybe Dravida Prabhu can help me with that Prabhupada always used the Supreme Personality of Godhead to refer to Nārāyaṇa, to Vishnu, but actually in Supreme Personality of Godhead is only Krishna. All the others are personalities of Godhead. And the only Supreme Personality, but the point Prabhupada is making that they are all non-different from Krishna. That's the main point. Yeah. I mean, that he's emphasizing the oneness, that there is no difference between Krishna and Narayan, since it's direct expansion. Direct expansion. Oh, an expansion of an expansion of an expansion. First expansion is Balaram, then Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Niruddha, Pradyumna. Then from Sankarshan, then comes Narayan of Vaikuntha. Then another quadruple expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshan, Niruddha, Pradyumna. The second Sankarshan is called Mahasankarshan. And from him comes Mahavishnu. Correct? Very good. Then Mahavishnu, Garbhodakashai Vishnu, from Garbhodakashai Vishnu, Shirodakashai Vishnu, Paramatma. And all avatars come through Shirodakashai Vishnu when they come to the material world. Except Krishna, of course. That's why you see sometimes Hindu, they say that Krishna is the 8th avatar of Vishnu. Because actually, that's their case in all other avatars, except Krishna. Because Krishna, it was a coincidence that when Krishna was going to come, that was the time for the avatar of the Yuga avatar to come. It was a coincidence. So, actually, it is said in the Brahma Vaivarta Purana that Lord Brahma went to Goloka when after Bhumi Devi came to him and prayed to him. Of course, we read about Brahma went to the Svetadvip to pray at the shore of the Milk Ocean for an avatar of Krishna. But the Brahma Vaivarta Purana said that after that, he went to Golok and asked the Lord to come. So the Lord called all his avatars, and all his avatars entered his body. Nrsimha, Vamana, Madhus, all of them came into his body. Then he came like that. So, and Prabhupada explained in the Krishna book that when Krishna killed the demon in Vrindavan, that was the Nārāyaṇa aspect of him. So, this is very deep theological philosophy, Krishna calls. Not an easy, major religion are very simplistic in the sense, God is one, created the universe, there is no expansion, there is not much explanation about what actually happens. And how to understand God all-pervasiveness, how He's everywhere. So, about hell, I was a few years ago in Spain, and we were invited to go to a radio program, and they invited many varieties of religion to attend. Christian, Muslims, Jew, Buddhist, and they were asking questions, thousands of people listening, So they asked the question about hell. All religion, yes, hell is there, it's true, and it's forever. I said, well, we believe in hell, but it's not forever. How is so? I said, well, imagine this. If God is all merciful, suppose a young man dies in deadly sin at the age of 30. He doesn't get another chance, a second chance. He's forever condemned to hell for eternity. So how you can call God all merciful? They were like, okay, they didn't have answer for that. They just kept silent. And in the Spanish, there is a saying that if you keep silence when you hear something, means you agree with it. So anyway, it was one incident that happened with one disciple, fallen disciple of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, He told the story himself, that after his guru disappeared from this world, he fell down, he started drinking, eating meat even, all kind of things. Stopped chanting, stopped doing service. He was grihastha and everything. Then he died. When he died, he went to hell. And in hell, there was 2 lines. And what is the name of Yamaraj's secretary? Chandragupta. Chandragupta, he will supervise. Easy, he will himself judge. Okay, go this way, go that way. But complicated cases, he will send them to Yamaraj. So when this devotee came, he said, your case is complicated, go to Yamaraj. So he went to Yamaraj. Yamaraj looked at his everything. Yamaraj have direct contact with Paramatma. He never make any mistake in judging anybody, ever. So he asked him, I see you have done a lot of sinful activities. Have you done in your life any pious activity at all? Well, yes, I was initiated by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. Oh, great personality, Yamaraj said. Then this case needs his opinion. So Yamaraj called Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta appeared in hell. And Yamaraj told him about his fallen disciple, what we should do with him, This is what happened. And Srila Bhaktisiddhanta chastised his disciple, why you fell down, why you didn't follow my instruction, and gave him the sauce, you know. And then, okay, I'm going to give you a second chance. Now you are going back to your body, and once it is done, you should go surrender to a temple, full devotional service, no more sinful activities, the rest of your life. Agreed? Agreed. And they're going to put his body to burn in the crematorium, and suddenly he jumped out of it. The family members were, a ghost entered his body. They were afraid, no, it's not ghost, it's me. And he told them what happened to him in hell, you know. I mean, after that, he went to a temple, surrendered fully, one Gaudiya Math temple, full-time service, chanting, you know. And after like 8-10 years, he gave up his body, but he was completely purified, you know. But it's a real story, you know. That's, you heard it, no? It's a true story. So hell is real. It's not sometimes, it's imagination. I mean, some Christian leaders also, they were saying, no, it's not real or something. It's real. It is there. Yeah. All the description is there of hellish planet. Yeah. And the nectar of devotion, amazingly, there is one devotee praying in hell. My dear Lord, because of my sinful activities, I'm suffering now in hell. But please don't allow me to forget you in any condition. So being devotee is not guarantee that you are not going to hell. I mean, if you do bad things, of course. I mean, if you break the principles and, so it can happen. I mean, see this devotee, after he fell down, he was going hell. So that's why one of the most important qualifications of a devotee is to avoid committing sinful activities. That's the main thing. Spiritual life. Very alert. So we have to come to this situation, Nārāyaṇa para. Become pure devotees, dependent on the Lord, no matter what. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in his prayers, he always say, I am fully surrendered to you, my Lord. Manasadeho geho yo kichu morar piluntu apadenanda kishore. My mind, my home, my body I offer to you. I'm your eternal servant. You may protect me, you may kill me. It's up to you. That's meaningful surrender. When the Shah of Iran, when there was royalty before in Iran, maybe in the mid-70s something, the Shah, the king of Iran, went to England for diplomatic relationships. So he went with his entourage, ministers, servants, and everything. So to please him, they were touring him different museums, different places. And they took him to one museum. And one artifact attracted his attention. And he asked, what is that? That's called guillotine. And what's for? To chop off the head of criminals. Oh, that's very interesting. I would like to see how it works. Can you put somebody in there? I want to see. No, it's not possible. So one of my servants, Ahmed, come, put your head there. The servant was going to put his head there to please his king. They said, no, sorry. The English law doesn't allow such a demonstration. We are very sorry. And the Shah said, then you don't understand what it means to be a king. That servant is willing to sacrifice his life to please the king's extravagancy, this reminds me a story with Birbal and Akbar, here Akbar. One day, Akbar, the king, asked Birbal, his minister, are people born intelligent or they can become intelligent? Birbal said, in my opinion, if there is a real need, anybody can be intelligent. Oh, you have to show me how this theory of yours works. Yes, yes, of course. Ask all the, grown-up people in New Delhi that such and such day, such and such time, they must come to the palace and the pool will be half empty. They should fill it up with milk. Everyone should bring 1/4 gallon of milk. They should pour it in the pool and see what happens. So they disguised themselves not to be recognized that day, and they saw thousands of people coming with jar in their hand. The first one to come, they asked him, we are pilgrims, there's some special ceremony with so many people with jar? No, we have very extravagant king, and he asked us to throw milk in the pool. Are you going to do that? No, I'm not a fool. I'm going to throw water. With so much milk, who will notice? But to their amazement, everybody thought the same thing. Nobody throw milk. Everybody throw water. So he proved this point that there is real intelligence. Anybody can be. There's an actual need. Of course, that's material intelligence. But when we speak about the spiritual intelligence, this is God-given only. Krishna, the Supreme Intelligent, He can give us the spiritual intelligence if we engage in devotional service sincerely. He's in the heart. He may give us the intelligence. Avoid bad association. Only look for good association. No? Don't trust your mind. Trust the pure devotees. Follow their instructions. That will make you happy. So the Lord is there as a friend, not as an enemy. He wants to help us in every aspect of life. So we have to be dependent on the Lord's mercy, at the same time, do our effort, our best effort to keep ourselves always Krishna conscious. All right. Any comments, questions? Yes.
I would like to recite one verse in a poem.
Please do.
Pertinent to the hell thing, going to hell and being unafraid.
Okay.
So, many of you, I know you recall when the four Kumaras went to Vaikuntha.
Yes.
They had a little struggle there with the Jai and Vijay.
Mm-hmm.
And because they weren't yet pure devotees, they cursed them because they didn't let them in.
Yes.
And they started coming down to Hiranyakashipu like that. Meanwhile, Nārayaṇa came, and at that point they turned into bhaktas, right? They smelled the fragrance of the lotus feet.
Yes,
the famous
yes.
phrase. So this is a prayer that they gave. Now they're very regretful because they cursed the pure devotee.
Of course.
So this is the verse that they chant. Kamam babaksa vijanayan nidayeshu nakstyat teto livad yadinute padiyo rameta vachastanas tulasivad yaditen grishoba puryetate gunagana yadikarnaranda. A birth in hell my sins will surely warrant, yet please, O Lord, bestow this blessing rare, that all my thoughts like bees drunk in the torrent of fragrance swirling round your lovely pair of lotus feet may relish deep remembrance of your sweet pastimes, name and form so fair, that all my words like Tulsi's leaves so tender may glory in being offered unto you, and that my ears may ever find fulfillment in hearing of your traits and deeds anew.
Beautiful, thank you. Thank you. You know that Jai Vijay, before they went to Vaikuntha, because they were not eternally there, they are not Nityasiddhas, they were before two demons called Madhu and Kaitava. And they came out of the wax of Lord Vishnu's ears. They were born from there. and they were worshipped Lakshmi Devi to ask a boon from her. So she appeared to them and they asked that they will not die unless they will to die. Only when they want to die, they will die. Otherwise, they will not die. Nobody can kill them. So they got that boon. So because they were demons, they were creating havoc. So Lord Vishnu challenged them to fight, and he was fighting for them for long. He could not kill them. So Vishnu then, he retreated and went to Lakshmi, said, you have to help me kill these demons. You gave them that blessing, so only you can help me kill them. He said, all right, what has to be done? You must tell them to be willing to die. So she called them, they came, yes. Okay, are you willing to do whatever I ask you to do? Yes, yes. Then you must be willing to die. They said, yes, but with one condition, that only Vishnu can kill us. So that way they became Jai Vijay after that. Since they have the experience of being good demons, Lord Narayan offered them to become demons again. I mean, for pastime, because it happened only once, And he offered first them to become 7 life as devotees and 3 as... But they discussed among themselves before taking the decision, why the Lord is offering us to return faster as demons than devotees? It must be that the Lord wants to fight demons. And if He needs us to do that, we are willing to do it. So they went to the Lord and said, my dear Lord, please give us a very evil mentality so we can give you a good fight. That's full surrender. If the Lord is happy to enjoy killing me and I'm willing to die in His hands, that's full surrender, The same thing with the Shah of Iran. The servant was willing to die for pleasing his king. So in the same way, Krishna is an autocrat. He doesn't accept anything else but full surrender. And that means slavery, eternal slaves, but happy slaves, eternally happy slaves. Who doesn't want that? I mean, a master, he will take care nicely of a servant because they are serving him, so he provides everything they need. They will not be lacking anything. What to speak of Krishna? He will provide everything they need. Yes.
Just on that point there, when the slavery was abolished, many black people, they were like, I didn't mind being a slave. I was taken care of. Everything was, now I got to go out and work. Many black people, they were like, they didn't mind being slaves. Of course, most of them did. But I have a question also.
Yeah.
I've looked throughout Prabhupada's books trying to find the statement of the 3 lives or 7 lives.
Yes.
I can't find it anywhere. I've heard it everywhere.
It's not there. It's in the Puranas.
It's in the Puranas.
It's the Puranas. The 7 and 3 life is in the Puranas.
Uh-huh.
But in his lecture, Prabhupada mentioned it.
Yeah, I've heard Prabhupada say it in a lecture.
Yeah. So it must be in some other Puranas.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to be in San Diego again. I hope to see you next year, Krishna willing. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanandi.